ceiling program or Gateway Industrial Park that we're doing or anything like that. Other than that, I'm just here to listen, answer questions.
May I add, though, you did yesterday ask for some seeded funds for a truck.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
And I simply asked that it be done in writing so we can.
I asked Don how they wanted it done and who I'd give it to, and he said to do it in writing, give it to him, but we would be asking for $150,000 for a new tandem axle dump truck at the highway.
For next year.
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
Or somebody wants that $150,000 next.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilkinson, do you have anything you wish to say?
I've been in here a couple times before and got brushed off. The big problem is I'm still paying $8 a day library tax. Is that fair? You approved 1 cent. It's now 18. I want some answers. Tom, you don't pay 1 penny library tax. I pay $2,500 a year. Now what's fair about that? We're the same tax jurisdiction.
No, it's not the same tax jurisdiction.
We're the same county.
Yeah, we're not the same
You
township.
don't pay 1 penny.
He doesn't get the library either.
No, we don't get a library to use. For whatever it's worth.
It's your responsibility to take care of this, and you're not doing it. You approved 1 cent. It's now 18. And you're letting it go. I want some answers.
Is library binding or non-binding?
Non-binding.
Mr. Wilkinson, this group has nothing to do with your library rate. You're in the wrong forum.
You set the rate at 1 cent.
No, I'm talking, if you're talking about the Cleveland Township South Whitley Library,
Yes.
they have their own board.
They're in Richland, and it's when they signed on to
Then they need to go to Richland.
Darcy.
This group has a, correct me if I'm wrong, a non-binding review by the state law. Yep, they have to look at it, but there isn't one thing they can do with that library budget. You got to go to the people that create the library budget. It's not this group.
It's the same conversation that we had with your previous appearances. That library board governs that financial part of that library. Now, we review it. There has been occasions on it when we sent it back as unacceptable, and it did not change.
They got
Is that correct?
$800,000 they don't know what to do with. Now, why do you approve of that?
We didn't.
We don't.
We sent it back and told them to reduce that, spend some of that money. But we have no power to make them do it. We can, all we can do is recommend.
That's just the way the state set it up. We have no power over it.
The state stole $300,000 of your gas tax money. What'd you do about that? You sat on your butt and let them do it.
Wasn't anything we can do about that either. They take 14% of our gas tax money, increase of 14% of our gas tax. And we complained, but all you can do is
What am I
complain.
supposed to do? I'm paying $8 a day, every day.
Have you contacted the individual state legislators to get this changed?
We've contacted all kinds of people.
And what did they
We can't even
say?
get an attorney to take it because it's a library.
You know, the only other option I can think of is if you could talk to your township trustee into withdrawing from it.
Well, we had 2 township trustees didn't amount to nothing. They got us into it.
You know, that I am looking over, but They
And
can
one
get-
of 'em we
they
got-
can get out of it too.
One of them got the hottie run.
Bill, I did suggest, Betty's been in the office, and that was my suggestion, is to get with Darcy and look at their board, Richland Township's board, withdrawing their contract with the library and going back to not being as a rate to pay them on a, monthly thing like other townships do. Before, they were paying just $12,000 a year from the township's budget, $1,000 a month to it. And then the people before Darcy signed into a contract that the library came out to all the surrounding townships to ask. And they didn't, I don't want to say he didn't know what he was signing at the time or what it was going to do to the people, but at this point, I do see, and I'm pretty sure George sees, there's a surplus of money at South Whitley Library. I don't understand why their tax rate doesn't start dropping. And I have never seen that since they took on the entire assessed value of Richland
But
Township.
I think you can, I don't know if you can really do it, and I'm not positive you can, but I would think that Richland Township could withdraw from that.
Do what?
Withdraw from the library.
Not pay a part
Not
of
be
the,
a part of it.
the library's tax.
But you need to talk to your trustee and your,
Darcy's aware of it.
Yeah, she knows.
We've contacted, I don't know how many people, and nobody wants to touch it.
I don't mind touching it, just that we don't have anything to do with it. I sympathize with you, but we have absolutely no control over that budget.
But you proved 1 cent.
Darcy had to come before the council before she could ever get this passed. Damon made the motion. Every single one of you okayed it.
Yep.
That's where the 1 cent come in. And when the first papers come out, none of us knew till our tax papers come out, it was set at 15 cents at that time. Now it's up to 18. And I've been to every budget meeting, I'm the only one that goes to them. And they don't know what to do with their $800,000, plus it's more now because they got this year's tax money. Now, why on earth, I don't care who sets the tax rate or what they do, why do they keep setting a tax rate and boosting their money that they don't know what to do with, and it's the taxpayers' money laying there? I don't care.
Why don't they cut their budget?
They're trying
You don't have
to.
a board.
When you only got
They
one
do what
person on.
The top dog tells them to do, and they just rubber stamp it.
That's your problem, not the county council.
Pardon?
I say that's your problem, not the county council. We don't have any
Can't you
control
help-
over that.
Can't you help us?
No, I wish we
Not
could.
really, we can't.
I can't.
Who's the council representing
Okayed
that?
it in the beginning.
Jim, is that you, that you represent that area?
Represent Cleveland Township.
I mean, do you think that you could go to that board and,
They come to me and mad because I don't go along with what they do. I had one of them get on me last year because we sent a letter down there and told them we
It's
didn't approve
Richland.
of it.
Who's in charge of Richland? Who's Richland?
Kim?
Huh. Well, he's got Richland.
Well,
Or Kim's got
You got
Richland.
Richland.
at large.
Oh,
I got Richland.
Well,
so,
I've had a couple of them library board members got all over me because I've questioned them about it.
You know what's going on.
I know what's going on.
Well, everybody knows what's going on.
Our appointee, the one that we appoint on there is the only one that's got any fiscal responsibility on that whole library board. The rest of them don't.
I've worked with Whiteleather on this. It's not easy. And I finally called the librarian at the state, and she says, you've got a legality problem. You go to your county attorney. I went to the Whiteleather's office to see him. The secretary come out, took pictures of all my papers. I'll get back with you. Never heard one single word. And Bonahum in Fort Wayne, that had a program on with their librarian in Fort Wayne, told all about it. He says on the radio you guys need to use them libraries because it's all free. And I thought, well, that's the guy I'm gonna see. It took me 2 appointments. This is just by phone. And he says he don't know enough about it. That's who the county council now in Fort Wayne have for their attorney. Now, who do you go to? Gary DeWitt. They told me to go to him when he was here. He hadn't done any, I don't know what I want to call it. You know what Gary DeWitt's audit. He hadn't audited them for 4 years when I went in there. He says, I gotta get that done. I went to Whitley because I was sure that George Helton was a big scammer for this county. He is too, for getting just certain ones in. Why didn't he get the whole county in? Vogley says that's on my, Vogley puts in the paper about all these scams. Well, that's one of the biggest scams in the whole county. Scammed that trustee of ours in. If you looked at the contract's not even a legal contract. I don't know what you do anymore. It's not a legal contract. I got papers this high. Not even legally done. I can't say anymore.
Thank you. Pardon? Thank you.
I tell you, when a librarian quits and your trustee runs out, he says he was done working with me, and the trustee in South Whitley, Ron King, when I went in to ask him and the board, he looked at me and he says, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you for no hour or hour and a half. And I was in there 20 minutes and left.
Thank you.
The only way that I can think of you can get out of that
It's
is
the
get the
township.
township to withdraw from it.